Hello, fellow Munsters. StikerMunster here, and welcome to the funeral? What is it called? After funeral. It is called After Funeral. Okay, so we're back with interactive horror stories. There's going to be random noise, obviously, that I'm expecting to scare me because that's what happened last time. The last one was pretty good. The only thing that really bugs me about them is the grammar and stuff isn't perfect, but I can see where he's coming from. So the fact that I know what's going on doesn't really kill it too much for me, but I would recommend using more vibrant vocabulary and kind of making sure your grammar and your wording is proper, because then it can keep the reader absorbed in it, basically. So anyways, I'm gonna go past all of that. The only reason I'm ranting is because I aced all my English classes, so it may not seem like I'm smart, but I'm real smart, okay? Anyways, After Funeral is a modern gothic horror story that takes place 3 days after your son's burial. You receive messages in your computer. Those claim to be sent by your son's soul. He says that he wants to be with you once again, and he asks you to do a few things in order to be resurrected. Will you believe in the messages? Probably not. You used to be a father. It has been 3 days since your son, Jonathan White, was buried in the graveyard of the local church. He was 8 years old. He had golden hair and blue eyes. He liked just like the beloved man in the Carpenter's song, Close to You. Since your wife passed away giving birth to Jonathan, and since she has been your everything, he was your angel, and now he is gone. That's sad. He died on a snowy winter morning. You had gone to market, leaving him alone at home. When you arrived at home, you found Jonathan lying on the bed motionless. His face was covered with his pillow, choked. Police couldn't find any trace of trespassing. You clearly remember the solemn moments of Jonathan's funeral. In fact, you try to forget, but the details are in front of your eyes and they won't go away. The priest had intoned palms. I don't even know how to pronounce that, to be honest. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. And prayers those you are not so familiar with, you are not so religious. While the lifeless body of your son laid in the church, his feet were turned to the east. He was wearing a black suit and shiny shoes. His skin was pale. He was way too young for all this. You wished it was you lying there instead of him. Like the day Jonathan died, it's a snowy day in all of Ohio. There are 3 inches of snow outside. It's 14 o'clock now. You are a writer who has been on writer's block since that day. Your favorite word processor is open in the computer. The screen is blank. You haven't written anything for a long time. There are cigarette butts, an ashtray, and your black hot coffee in a blue cup on your work table. You chain smoke and consume a lot of coffee nowadays. As you're sipping your coffee, the doorbell rings. Open the door. You open the door. It's Bob, your neighbor and friend. You drank beers and had barbecues with him for several times. Bob is a nice guy. He is overweight, has short black hair, and has no facial hair. He wears a dark blue jacket and a black beanie. Hey, how are you? I wanted to ask how you've been. I am still depressed. Bob replies, I can imagine how hard it is. I never had kids, but I had a cat when I was younger. I loved her as my daughter. Then I had to bury her in the garden myself. It was tough. I know how much you love Jonathan. I am shocked like you to see him gone. Bob continues, I'm going to the market right now. Do you need anything? You remember that you're out of cigarettes. Yes, I need cigarettes. You need cigarettes? He puts his hand in his pocket, then pulls a pack of cigarettes. Maybe I am a bad friend for doing this, but anyway, take this. I will buy myself another pack in the market. You take the pack that has 10 cigarettes inside and thank him. Okay, man. See you later. You say goodbye to Bob, too. Then he goes. You close the door and sit back at your work table. You look at the computer screen that should have been blank, but no. It is not blank. Something is written. Daddy, I missed you. Type Jonathan? You type Jonathan at the computer, then new letters get appended and at the text in the screen. Whoever types it, he, she, it writes fast. When they are finished, they form 2 sentences. I can hear you, Daddy. Talk to me. After you shout your deceased son's name out, new letters appear and form a reply. Yes, it is me. You are not a computer engineer, but you know that it is possible to hack someone's computer and put a prank on him, if the computer is online. Well, the only way they can control your computer like that is if you have a specific password. There's a website and stuff you can do that with, but at least that's the only way I know how to do it, but I don't know. Your computer is connected to the internet with an Ethernet cable. Pull the Ethernet cable. You crouch down and frantically pull the Ethernet cable from your computer. You expect that nothing else will be written, but no, you are wrong. I am in the computer. How is that possible, Jonathan? Good Lord said that I should be together with you. He said that I love you and you love me, so he sent me back. Oh? I am so afraid, Daddy. It is cold and dark. I am so cold here. Please bring me back. Do you want to see me once again? No, I don't think it is right. I mean, that's really selfish, but I kind of want to see what happens, so I'm going to say yes. Find 5 candles and wait for the midnight. Bye for now, Daddy. You have got only 1 candle at home. You normally use the candle when the electricity is gone, so you didn't need more than 1 candle before. What will you do now? Asking Bob would be weird, so I'm gonna go with myself. So you wear your long beige coat and black leather boots and walk to the market to buy 4 candles, then you return home. At home, you wait in front of your monitor and nothing happens till midnight. Then a new message appears on the screen. I am back, Daddy. Did you bring the candles? Yes. Good. Let me explain how you can bring me back. Go to the cemetery, dig my grave, bring my coffin home. He's insane. No, he's insane. This isn't really happening. We shall speak again once you bring my coffin. You know it is insane what you do, but you get prepared to get outside. You wear your coat and get outside your home. It's snowing like hell, a cold interpretation of hell outside. The sky is a bright purple color, illuminating the night with the help of a full moon behind the clouds. You get in your car and start it. The streets and roads are empty. There is only you outside in this hour of night. It doesn't take long to arrive the church and its graveyard. So it's funny because it's only midnight, and what's funny about that is here at midnight, you still see cars and stuff in Vegas because we're 24 hours, you know, everything's always still open. And I hate that because whenever I go out of the state, everything closes at like what, 8, 9 o'clock, and I'm just like, really? Like, really? Anyways, graveyard is covered with snow and gray mist. No lights come from the church. Either there is nobody inside or the priest is sleeping. That's good. You can't be seen while digging your son's grave. You find the graves of your son and wife. Jonathan White was buried next to his mother. There is an unoccupied area next to them. You will be buried there when your time comes. You search for a shovel. You find it in about 10 minutes. You are ready to dig the grave. You start digging Jonathan's grave. After 6 feet of digging, you reach the little wooden coffin. You climb down, then carry the coffin up. After that, you climb up and carry the dirty coffin to your car's back seat. You had never done something this bizarre before. After you reach home, you get off your car. You get out of your car and carry the coffin home. Luckily, there is nobody around. You drag the coffin to your living room center. You don't care about the floor getting dirty with soil. Thank you, Daddy, gets written on the screen. Now put the candles around my coffin like a star. Okay. You carefully place the candles around the coffin, making it the center of a star. You light them with your lighter. Now read these aloud. A lonely goat on a mountain. He is thirsty, thirsty for humanly love and affection. I shall give him the water. What? You read the lines, a lonely goat on a mountain. He is thirsty, thirsty for humanly love and affection. Oh no. And the coffin starts to shake. The coffin's lid gets open slowly. You see Jonathan opening the lid and raising up. His skin is pale, almost white. You can smell the rot of his undead corpse. He is wearing that black suit you couldn't forget. He stands on his feet and smiles at you. Then he steps outside the coffin away from you without saying anything. And he does something you wouldn't expect from dead. He dances. He dances with joy. After half a minute, he stops dancing, stares at you. His eyes are still blue. Take me in your arms, Daddy. Take me to the bathroom. I want to show you something. It is impossible not to obey what he says. You feel his presence dominating the room, overwhelming you, and it's impossible to say no. You crouch down and take him in your arms. You carry him to the bathroom. You bring him to the dark bathroom. You turn on the light and get horrified by what you see in the mirror. The boy's reflection is different. His skin burnt like coal. Jonathan had an innocent and handsome face, but the face you see is so far from being pleasant. It is like a really old man's face. who is also very ugly and he has no hair. I always wanted a daddy like you, says the eldritch abomination you hold in your arm. Ah! Okay, wait. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. Okay, so your son's dead. Open the door. I'm still depressed. Yes, I need cigarettes. Jonathan, turn off the computer. Turn off the computer and the monitor screen goes black, then nothing else appears on the screen. You don't find anything to write in your novel, so you don't need to turn on the computer once again. And yes, also the text disturbed you. You don't experience anything supernatural during the rest of the day. At night, you take your sleeping pills and fall asleep. You are having a vivid dream. You see Jonathan in a garden with green grass and colorful flowers. He runs around with happiness and angels. There are white-dressed angels around him. Everyone is smiling. You are not a part of this dream. Jonathan doesn't see you. But you are still content with seeing him happy in this Eden. He was always a benevolent boy after all. He deserved to go to heaven. You wake up to the sound of the door Okay. You take a look at the clock and it's 10 a.m. You wear your slippers and open the door. It's Bob. Hello, I need to show you something. He holds a newspaper in his hand. There is anxiety in his face. You take the newspaper. It's Ohio's local paper. Another kid choked to death. Officers are investigating the curious case of repeated deaths of kids in the state. Yesterday, a 6-year-old boy, Kevin Madsen, was found dead in his bed by his parents. His face was covered with his pillow. What makes this interesting for officers is this is the 7th time a boy died this way this month in Ohio. Recently, 8 years old Jonathan White also died with the pillow on his face. Sheriff Folcott states that he finds the recent events quite interesting. Okay, so that was After Funeral. That was interesting. So I got the good ending and the bad ending. So from my understanding, obviously that boy wasn't even really his son. So that's fucking creepy. I figured that would be the case, so I thought he was just going insane. But I was wrong with that one too. But yes, I would really enjoy these a lot more if, like I said, the grammar and everything was more proper with it. Because I'm a grammar Nazi. So, and I hate, and somebody's gonna freak out and say, oh my god, you said Nazi. No, I'm a grammar Nazi. I fucking hate, like, I'm that kind of person that uses proper grammar, proper spelling, like, you name it. I mean, yeah, I mess up on things every once in a while. I'm human, I'm not perfect, but I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty imperfectly perfect, if that makes sense. So, suck my balls that I do not have. But anyway, that is that for Interactive Horror Stories. If you guys like it, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you want me to continue it. Let me know if you want me to go back to the 8th continent. I'm rambling. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this video, finger that like button for me. And remember, when there's a shout, the Munster is up.